So I lost a job. What do I do next? Well, over the past so many months, we have kept hearing news of people losing their jobs, not finding another job, and it's just been one of those tough times that we're all in. Let me be frank with you. I have been one of those people who have been at the crossroads of his career a couple of times like this, where you lose a job, may not be because of your own fault, but because of how the circumstances stack against you, and you don't know what to do. It's a tough time. So I'm not sure I'll be able to answer all your questions, but this is an attempt to try and answer some of these questions. So this might be useful if you are one of those people who has lost a job, and I sincerely believe and hope and pray that you're not one of them. But in case you are, this might be of some help. And if you're not one of them, perhaps if you know someone who has lost a job recently, this could be helpful to them as well. So before I talk about what should we do, let's try and focus a little bit on what is it that we should not do the moment we lose a job. Because these are obvious things. These are things that we will do or most likely to do as a human being. So the number one thing that you should try and avoid doing is to stop cursing your previous employer organization. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's easier said than done because they have done injustice to us, and that's the feeling that we're left with. But the fact is, it's not going to yield any productive result. So you might curse your previous employer as much as you want till the cows come home. But the fact is, it's not going to make any productive difference to your life. So bygones are bygones. You can't change history. It's done and dusted. So cursing your previous employer is only going to make things more mentally disturbing for you, but it's not going to make a difference to the organization who decided to chuck you out. So stop cursing your previous organization. Number two, stop blaming yourself. I have seen a lot of people who end up blaming themselves, thinking it was all their mistake. It was them who did not see that this might happen. So people often ask themselves the question, if I had done this, maybe I would have been able to retain my job, or maybe I should have maintained cordial relationships with people around me. Was that the reason I was chucked out? And all of these are questions which loom large on you. But once again, it's non-productive. So stop blaming yourself. You're not the reason why you lost a job. It's one of the market dynamics operating against you. And let's be honest about it. Sometimes it's plain luck because of which this might happen to you. So stop blaming yourself, because then you're only entering into a victim zone and you can't help yourself being a victim. Number three, stop discussing about the loss of job with your previous colleagues. I've seen a lot of people getting into the habit of calling up their previous colleagues, discussing about how big an injustice was done to them, what do they think about the entire scenario, and then your colleagues also console you, they acknowledge you, they agree with you, and it just becomes a gossip. It doesn't result in anything concrete. You feel great about it for the time being, but sooner than later, when you bounce back to reality, you understand it's not of much help. So that's something which you can best avoid. So three things in particular, which I would like to suggest, recommend, you might want to think about and avoid are these three things. Number one, stop cursing your previous employer organization. Number two, stop blaming yourself, for God's sake. And number three, do not discuss about the job loss with your previous colleagues. It's not much of result anyways. So what is it that we should do? Let's focus our energies more into understanding what is it that I must do, should do, and perhaps that will be of some help. Number one is take a break. Now, when I say take a break, people ask me, oh, you want me to take a vacation because I've lost a job? Are you out of your mind? Well, hold on. I'm not talking about a vacation. I'm talking about a break. Now, a break could be a mini vacation if that helps you, where people want to just move around a bit and they can, spend time with their family. You can do that. Ask yourself, can I afford it time-wise and financially? If you can, by all means do it. But a break can also be where you just go for a quick movie session with your family, just to relax. Spend time doing things which helps you break the monotony, the rigor. Now, why is there a monotony? Because you've just lost a job and you're not in the frame of mind where you start looking for the next one. It just doesn't happen that way. So you need a couple of days gap before you start doing it. Okay. So give yourself that break. You need it, you deserve it. Number two, evaluate your financial position. One of the reasons a lot of people are stressed out the moment they lose their job is because they do not know where are they on the financial map. Now, there are two things in particular that you need to look at is number one, what are my current liabilities? It could be the EMI on your home loan. It could be paying some rent. It could be anything which is an obligation for you on a month-on-month basis. So what are the obligations? Plus, you also have your family expenditure to take care of. So on a piece of paper, if you can write down the financial expenses that you encounter on a regular basis, what are these and how do I prepare for them? Number two is also look at how much cash in the bank do you have so that you know the exact period up till which you can survive without the next job. It could be 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. For each person, the period could differ. Also depends on how much you have invested previously or how much savings do you have within your investment portfolio so that you can tide through the tough period for the next few months. The smaller the period, the difficult it is, the larger the period gives you some breathing space. Typically, while you're at the job, if you have saved money and created a corpus for yourself, it will also ensure that you do not become desperate on every opportunity that knocks on your door, because not every opportunity is an ideal job. So if you want to have the choice of choosing the right opportunity for you, then having that corpus helps, whereas that is something that you do while you're at the job. When you do not have the job, look at whatever you have and how long can you survive and plan accordingly. Number three, and very importantly, is to leverage the network. Now, what is a network? A network is a close group of people or even a broader spectrum of people who can help you find the next job. This includes your family, it includes your friends, it includes anyone whom you know within the industry who can help you find the next job option. So it's important to talk about this with your family, with your relatives. Tell them that you don't have a job. There is no social stigma associated with it because it is something which is happening to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So sometimes people withhold this information. They do not want to talk about the fact that I've lost a job because somewhere they think, what would people think about me if I tell them I've lost a job? Well, point taken, but the fact is you need help from other people as well. So sometimes people don't find a job because they're hesitant to tell other people that I've lost a job, I need another opportunity. So don't be hesitant. Tell people honestly. You may not want to tell everybody, but at least people whom you trust, it's important that you inform them that I need a job. Could you please help me find one and tell me whatever details I need to share with you? So leverage your network. You can also use social media platforms, whether it is LinkedIn or Facebook or any platform which helps you connect with the right people and also reach out to the necessary people. But what is more important in this, and this is something which I'm talking out of personal experience, is that rather than just writing down messages or sending emails, it's a preferable idea to try and have a conversation with people over the phone or maybe virtually. Now, why does that help? The reason it helps is because when you drop an email, you may not be able to explain the situation in entirety. You may not be able to tell people what kind of profile you're looking at. You may not be able to tell people what was your previous profile. Now, all of this requires time. So when you talk to people, it not only reduces your stress, but you're also able to explain yourself to the maximum. And that's why there is certain benefit associated with having a phone call or a virtual meet. The question might be, would people give you that time? May not be always possible. So ask people what is a preferable time that you can talk to them during the end of the day or sometime when you're free and they are free so that you can have this conversation. But you should be able to explain your situation well, and getting to that conversation is something which will help you distill people who can directly help you against those people who may not be able to help you directly. So leverage on your network very, very thoughtfully and productively. Number four, pursue a hobby or upskill yourself. Now, what is a hobby? A hobby could be anything that helps you break the monotony, or it is something which will use your talent, your time in a productive fashion. Very important, especially when you're out of a job, you are working for 13, 14, 15 hours a day, and suddenly you have this time bank where you don't know what to do with this excess time. And that can really dampen your spirits. Don't let that happen. So spend your time, at least a couple of hours on a daily basis, pursuing your hobby so that you can clear and vacate your mind and get back to track as quickly as possible. Else, you can also upskill yourself. There are so many certification courses available online. You can pursue these courses because acquiring knowledge will also help you inspire yourself, and plus it enhances your confidence the next interview that you go for. So you can either go for a hobby or upskill or do a balance between the two. Last but not the least, and I think this is extremely, extremely critical, please take care of your health. And when I say health, I'm not just talking about your physical health, I'm talking about your mental health as well. A lot of people do take care of their physical health, but they forget about their mental health. So it's important that you take care of both. So ensure that you're physically fit. You might go for a run, you might go for a swim, you might just go for a walk, anything that you do with your body that will help you stay in shape. Second is take care of your mental health. So mental health could be, you can detox yourself, you can go for meditation sessions, yoga, whatever works best for you. I'm not suggesting these are the only things, but you identify whatever works for you best, something that you've used in the past, something that has helped you get some positive results, try doing that. But maintaining that physical fitness along with mental toughness, I think that's the combo that you need, because you need that energy to find the next opportunity that will come your way. So those are a few things that I would like to suggest. And I'm sure these are not the only things. There are many other things that you may want to share. So please do that as well. Think about what are the other things that you feel can help you better. Remember, if you can't help yourself, nobody in the world can help you. So it starts with you. Okay. You don't need me. You don't need anyone else to help you. These are certain suggestions and recommendations that you may want to ponder upon. So if they work for you, great. If they don't, just forget about it. And in case you feel there is someone who needs it, do pass it on to those people as well. So if you're someone who has lost a job recently, I would like to suggest you're not alone. So don't think you're alone. Wishing you all the very best so that you find the next best opportunity to come your way. This may not be the easiest time, but all is not lost. So here's wishing you all the very best. And thank you so much for taking time out in listening to this video. I'll see you again very, very soon.